Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, local health officials keeping a close eye on a new variant of COVID. 2 men charged in connection with an insurance fraud scheme. Real estate industry leaders warn against scammers. Plus, something to sing about.
Give me some more of that music. Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Topping news tonight, the percentage of students sitting national exams in 2020 decreased by double digits compared to the previous year, due in part to the pandemic, the delayed start, stop, and restart of national exams. That according to the Ministry of Education, which released national exam results today. 15,017 students sat the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education exams this year, compared to the 23,810 who sat the exams last year, a 37% decline. Similarly, 31,878 students sat the Bahamas Junior Certificate exams this year, compared to the 40,701 students who took the exam last year, a decrease of 22%. The report also notes that girls continue to outperform boys in the BGCSE, with better grades between A and C and fewer grades between E and U. While English language and literature BGCSE grade averages remain unchanged compared to 2019, education officials note improved performance in the sciences, economics, bookkeeping and accounts, and Spanish. 6 BJC subjects improved this year, including English language, literature, and math. General science remained unchanged. In other news, healthcare workers are sounding the alarm tonight over a new strain of COVID-19 spreading in the United Kingdom. While officials here say they're monitoring the situation closely, the heads of 2 medical unions say the time to act is now. Bethany McDermott reports.
Amid international reports of a new and more contagious strain of COVID-19, which is now under investigation, Consultant Physician Staff Association President Sabrika Butler-Pinder says the local medical fraternity is also concerned about the new variant. She said the government needs to be prepared to act quickly if the need arises.
We know that the country has reopened, and we know that we also have visitors and residents from the Bahamas who live and or visit the UK. So I think it would be most important for us to watch very carefully as to what is happening, so that if we do need to restrict travel, that we do that in a very timely fashion to mitigate any potential further strain related to COVID that could impact the Bahamas.
On Tuesday, Health Minister Renwood Wells said there are no immediate plans to impose a travel ban on the UK, but said officials will continue to closely monitor the situation. Multiple countries have banned travel from that region because of the rapid spread of the new variant of COVID-19. Bahamas Nurses Union President Amanda Williams says the government ought to be taking precautions now.
If we open our borders, that means that we open it to anyone. If the restrictions is not in place, then we need to be prepared. We can see what is happening in the UK, and at the end of the day, lives are being lost. Lockdowns are being implemented.
The CPSA also called for more measures to be taken to adequately equip the healthcare system to handle the COVID-19 pandemic.
So I think that there were certain steps that were taken. Whether those steps were adequate, I think that more perhaps should have been done or still needs to be done.
And with a new strain of COVID-19 emerging in the UK, Butler again cautioned Bahamians to continue practicing COVID-19 safety protocols and to refrain from traveling if possible. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Well, a 32-year-old man will spend Christmas behind bars following his alleged role in a fraudulent check scam. Jared Higgs has the details.
32-year-old Brent McPhee, seen in the white, red, and blue collared shirt, was arraigned on 18 fraud-related charges in relation to several fraudulent J.S. Johnson checks that were used to purchase thousands of dollars worth of paint and building supplies and AC units. He was charged with 3 counts of conspiracy to commit fraud by false pretenses and 5 counts each of possession of forged documents, uttering forged documents, and fraud by false pretenses. The crimes allegedly took place in November and December of this year. In total, McPhee is accused of possessing and uttering 5 forged checks valuing approximately $18,000. Prosecutors allege that he went to the paint place on 2 occasions and obtained more than $6,000 worth of paint supplies. On 2 other occasions, it is alleged that the 32-year-old used those fake checks to fraudulently obtain building supplies from City Lumber, valued at more than $10,000. Additionally, prosecutors say McPhee used another J.S. Johnson check to fraudulently obtain 4 ductless AC units. Henry Cartwright, seen in the orange shirt, was also charged in relation to those ductless AC units. Cartwright was granted $3,500 bail, but McPhee will have to spend Christmas behind bars while Magistrate Samuel McKinney decides whether he should be granted bail. Prosecutors argued that McPhee has prior convictions, and they claimed that he would interfere with witnesses. McPhee's attorney, Tonique Lewis, vehemently denied the assertion that her client would interfere with witnesses, saying there was no evidence of that. In relation to his prior conviction, she says her client has a track record of showing up to court. Given the arguments by both sides, McKinney says he'll need time to make his decision. It'll come on January 5th. Both McPhee and Cartwright will return to court on January 26, 2021 for trial. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
And a 31-year-old man also facing a magistrate on 3 counts of fraud by false pretenses. Andre Monker is accused of defrauding Derek Sands and 2 other people out of a total of $39,000. The Gleniston Gardens resident pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted $8,500 bail. He'll also have to sign in at the South Beach Police Station 3 times per week. Court documents list Monker as a self-employed real estate agent. He will return to court for trial on January 26th. And is this the start of a holiday cool down? Greg Thompson has the answer over in our weather studio. Greg?
Thanks, Christina. In our first look at weather, we take a look at conditions outside our studios where temperatures are in the mid-70s. 76 degrees is our current temperature under breezy conditions. Your winds out of the east-northeast at 13 knots. Feels like temperature around 76 degrees Fahrenheit. On our satellite, we take a look at our current conditions across our area. We do have our frontal boundary still hanging out near the central Bahamas, generating some isolated showers and possible thunderstorms in that area. High pressure remains a dominant weather feature, providing us with breezy conditions tonight through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, real estate leaders sending a warning as scammers pop up. And the singing bishop hosts a pre-Christmas party with, you guessed it, singing and dancing. That's coming up when Our News returns.
Just when you thought the year would end drought, Rev came through with Magic and Holiday Cheer. Our cashback will double, making more spirits rise, with chances to spin and with a dope random prize. The rules are quite simple. You can find them online. Just sign up for Trio and pay your Rev bill on time. Our grocery store dash is sure to bring smiles as 16 lucky winners tear through the aisles. Call 601-8992 or visit rev.vs/promotions to find out how you can win with Rev's Field of Magic giveaway. Rev, you and us, together.
More and more people are being defrauded out of thousands of dollars by individuals posing as real estate agents. It's prompted a warning from the Bahamas Real Estate Association. Kyle Joaquin reports.
They're out there, and I see they're promoting on Facebook, Instagram, and that's something that probably needs to be reported to Facebook to let them know that, look, these guys don't even, they're acting illegally.
It's a problem being faced by many now looking to rent or purchase their first home. Running into fraudsters or people purporting to be real estate agents and walking away with sometimes tens of thousands of dollars.
A lot of these rogue realtors, they will give you a better commission. But, you know, it's a good old saying, you pay for what you get, right? So if you go into the dollar store and you buy something at the dollar store, you can't expect that to be the same quality as if you go to a quality store.
Bahamas Real Estate Association President Christine Wallace-Whitfield and former President Carlos Sweeting say even with over 700 real estate agents throughout the country, there are still too many Bahamians being conned out of money. She said what makes it worse is that when authorities are contacted, then comes another problem, providing proof.
We've written to the Royal Bahamas Police Force many letters saying that this person is not licensed with BRIA and he or she is going around, selling property. The police, in my experience in my years, wanted to see like some kind of agreement or listing, and usually they don't provide those things.
Sweeting says due diligence must be given when seeking to engage in real estate business. The first step, she says, should be to contact the association.
Because in some cases, some of these people don't even have a business license. Now, we require when a broker comes to open up a new office, we require of the business license that they receive something from us, which we have that relationship already. They have to verify with us that yes, he is a qualified broker in order to get his business license. Why, if business license are issuing rogue realtors, they shouldn't be doing that.
For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Well, with the last-minute holiday shopping rush in full swing, police are asking shoppers to be extra careful. Director of the Financial Crimes Investigations Branch, Chief Superintendent Matthew Edgecombe, says that's especially true when talking about scams during the holidays.
During these Utah seasons, when everybody is so happy, and it's a good season to be happy, but just be mindful that there are some wicked people out there. Wicked people, I call them. And they're looking to prey on you.
The FCIB director says investigators often see an uptick in complaints this year, not only because scammers see it as a perfect time to target people, but also because shoppers are less vigilant.
Just be careful when you're shopping with your credit card, your debit cards. When you're using checks, be careful, people watching you. And during this season, we find that a lot of persons let their guards down. They will go to the ATM machine, there's a long line, and people in the back of them, and they will sit there and just put in their numbers, and people right there looking at your numbers. And don't forget, the wicked ones are always watching you.
In other news, scores of people received free meals today during Singing Bishop Pastor Lawrence Roll's weekly feeding program. Among the crowd were dozens of children who were treated to Happy Meals. The popular pastor says as it gets closer to the holidays, the need for assistance is increasing. Jasmine Brown reports.
It was a celebration here at the church as the bishop does what he does best, giving back to those in need just days before Christmas.
There was dancing, singing, and yes, more dancing. Celebrations were part of Singing Bishop Lawrence Roll's pre-Christmas party, where those in need were treated to homemade dinners and kids were treated to Happy Meals. The bishop, who operates a feeding center from his 2nd Street The Grove Church, calls it a labor of love.
People can't find food to eat. All year long, God feed these people. Jesus. And here is it, 3 anonymous sisters join in. Want to have a party for the kids.
According to Roll, over the pandemic, the needs of the people increased as the COVID-19 pandemic drags on.
This year, through these very hands, passed at least about 100,000 plates of foods and cake. The cones is in my hands. I worked so hard cooking those big pots.
Roll says over the past 9 months, he and his team have worked tirelessly to make sure they feed as many people as they can. He says while it has not been easy, they have managed to keep it going thanks to the generosity of others who donate to his cause.
And what keeps you going? Because every time I come here, you always working so
hard. Oh my God, I love it. Give me some more of that music. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas! But that's what keeps me going. People jumping, singing and praising. They say how they do, how they do. That's what keeps me going. I don't worry about nothing.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
He's definitely ready for Christmas. Thanks, Jasmine. When Our News comes back from the break, keeping the beat alive for Junkanoo this year. And our Kyle Joaquin is mixing things up with our favorite things. The details when Our News returns.
Just when you thought the year would end dry, Rev came through with Magic and Holiday Cheer. Our cashback will double, making more spirits rise, with chances to spin and with a dope random prize. The rules are quite simple. You can find them online. Just sign up for Trio and pay your Rev bill on time. Our grocery store dash is sure to bring smiles as 16 lucky winners tear through the aisles. Call 601-8992 or visit rev.vs/promotions to find out how you can win with Rev's Field of Magic giveaway. Rev, you and us, together.
This is Our News. Welcome back. It's a holiday tradition that many Bahamians are accustomed to. Junkanoo on Boxing Day and New Year's has not been cancelled for more than 60 years. Well, one group of Junkanoo enthusiasts is seeing to it that the tradition remains alive even if it's virtual. Jillian Gray tells us more.
This time last year, Junkanoos were busy in the shacks pasting ahead of the major Junkanoo parades on Bay Street. But the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown a wrench in that long-standing tradition. JCNP Chairman Dion Miller said while they understand the reason, many in the Junkanoo community are depressed and disappointed.
Some of us don't know what to do with ourselves. We're getting on a lot of our wives' and husbands' nerves. But we're grateful, and we're looking forward to 2021.
Talks on whether Junkanoo will resume next year will begin in January, and should the green light be given, Miller said there will certainly be changes.
Shacks will have to require that each shack have sanitizer. You may have to schedule shifts for persons to come in the shack and create their pieces.
In modern memory, most people can't imagine a Christmas or New Year's where there wasn't Junkanoo. As Arlene Ferguson tells us, there were 3 instances when Junkanoo was cancelled. In 1922, after the Hotel Colonial burnt down, Bahamian workers protested foreigners being brought in to rebuild the hotel. She said the punishment for that unrest was a cancellation of Junkanoo by the government of the day.
The only other incident I've picked up of it being cancelled from 48 was 1953. The Guardian describes it as because of disorderly behavior.
And just as the spirit of Junkanoo persevered in those days, it will do so this Christmas as well. A virtual experience called the Parade of Champions is scheduled for this weekend from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
What we've decided to do is to ask every group in Junkanoo to choose their favorite theme for the past 10 years.
Right from your living rooms, 10 p.m. Christmas night, you turn on your TV onto ZNES and you could watch this Parade of Champions. You could see the presentations. Just come to your front door, come to your front room. The good thing about this is that all of the tickets are free and there is no weather cancellations, there's no gaps, and this parade will be free-flowing.
Though the COVID-19 pandemic has caused Junkanoo to be postponed, Junkanoos say when they are allowed to return, Bay Street will be lit afire with the goatskin drums, the cowbells, and the spirit of the people. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Thanks, Jillian. Well, we've all got a few things that make us happy during Christmas time. As we continue our Favorite Things series tonight, Kyle Joaquin mixes it up with a few Christmas cocktails.
This is a judgment-free zone. I'll share what I truly enjoy most about Christmas: making drinks. Executive mixologist and House of Angostura brand ambassador Marv Cunningham showed me how to make 2 holiday drinks.
What exactly are we going to be making here today? Okay, so today we'll be making 2 cocktails. We'll be making The Grinch Has Stolen a Mojito. Also, we'll be making a festive rum espresso martini.
All things green for our Grinch Mojito, starting with the limes to the green sugar lining.
Give it a twist.
And this is green sugar?
Green sugar. Twist it around. Now lift it up slowly.
Hey!
This is our Grinch infused simple syrup. So this is simple syrup made out of the green apple, cucumber, and sweet pepper.
Okay.
So just pour.
What's a mojito without some mint leaves and rum?
What mashing those limes does, it releases the essential oils inside the lime wedge, which also gives the mojito that beautiful flavor. Yeah, this is the rum. So this is Angostura White Oak Coconut Rum.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to be adding 2 ounces.
Oh, so you have to measure it?
Yeah, you have to.
Before we knew it, my mojito was done. Then it was on to drink number 2, our festive rum espresso martini.
So we're going to add 2 ounces of Angostura 1919.
1919.
Yeah.
How strong is this?
It's 40% alcohol, 80 proof. Standard for spirit.
After adding a liqueur and some bitters.
It's coming out because it's supposed to come up, right? Right.
It was time to add the espresso and ice and shake.
Stop to the volley. Stop to the volley. Volley. That's a suction shake, right?
Wow, what are you trying to say?
That's a suction shake. This is a volley shake.
And then it was time to pour it up.
Woo! Look at that. Pour it all in. Look at that. That looks delicious.
With a few of my favorite things for Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Thanks, Kyle. Still to come, cooler conditions are moving in, plus a group of youngsters show their true colors. Stay with us.
Just when you thought the year would end drought, Rev came through with Magic and Holiday Cheer. Our cashback will double, making more spirits rise, with chances to spin and with a dope random prize. The rules are quite simple. You can find them online. Just sign up for Trio and pay your Rev bill on time. Our grocery store dash is sure to bring smiles as 16 lucky winners tear through the aisles. Call 601-8992 or visit rev.vs/promotions to find out how you can win with Rev's Field of Magic giveaway. Rev, you and us, together.
Welcome back to Our News. Breezy conditions are moving into the capital. Here's Greg back in the weather studio with a look ahead.
Thanks, Christina. In our second look at weather, we take a look at satellite view around the area. High pressure remains in charge, generating the breezy conditions across the island. We will continue to see that high retreat towards the east, as well as a front boundary near the central Bahamas. That will eventually move out of our area. That will all pave the way for a front boundary that's going to get in here sometime on Thursday, ushering in a nice cool change in our temperatures for Christmas Day. Here's a look now to boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the east to southeast at 15 to 25 knots, so we have an advisory posted for you boaters. Seas will be running 5 to 8 feet over the open waters. Your low tide will be just after 9 p.m. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Now a look at your extended forecast through Monday. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night, everybody. Christina?
Well, the Nassau Guardian doing something new to spread Christmas cheer to children across the Bahamas this year by holding its first coloring contest. 150 children ages 5 to 12 years old entered the competition.
Well, this is actually the first time we're doing this. It's a Christmas coloring contest, and we decided to do this based on, I guess, what's happening at large in society, something to give the children something to look forward to, something positive in the light of the global pandemic. And we partnered with several sponsors who actually came on board to actually make this possible. We were pleased with the outcome. We had quite a number of results. We also had it online, so you were able to submit online, and we had a lot of persons from the Family Islands as well that actually sent in entries.
Executive Sales Administrator Anita Roll says the plan is to make this an annual event. The children participated in 3 categories. 6-year-old Leonardo Gadet Jr. was the winner of the 5 to 7 age group, and 11-year-old Gregory Pinto won the 10 to 12 age category.
How do you feel?
Good.
You feel good? What did you color?
Santa. It feels good.
It feels good? Do you enjoy coloring? Is it something that you usually do?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Stay tuned for Christmas at Holly Lodge. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.